It's Thursday, November 10th. This is a SPY recap, and after a big gap up today, price continued higher all day long, closing up strongly green to the upside. Once we started up strong above the pre-market highs, this blue line, you can see here it reached its clear target up here of this daily chart, and now we have to look forward and say we have a 2-up week that definitely has room to continue to the upside. And even more importantly, as I was kind of hinting at for a while, this monthly chart, which was red to start the month but only came down to the halfway point of the prior month with plenty of time to go, has now officially turned green. So the 2-up month, even from the very first day of the month, was projecting up to here. The highs back in September, and now it looks like with time left to go in the month, that's where we're heading if all works well. So you got to keep your bias to the upside. It doesn't mean after such a strong gap up and follow through today, you're going to get strong follow through tomorrow, though it's possible. But now you're looking for clear pauses and pullbacks and all kinds of broadening action to the downside in the short term to get long and continue towards targets above. You can see here we kind of hit those targets, and this kind of a little bit of a gap. This is what I'm looking at when I look way back on the chart, little fair value gap between here and here when price started down, and we could be heading up there. That happens to align with, if I kind of draw these broadening action charts, you can see here on this chart here, we can still project up to that area. And when I zoom the chart out and kind of draw this kind of trend line, you can see here that kind of coincides with a move up to, it looks like kind of into the 40, maybe 40, close to 4,100 up in that area. It's possible we could be heading up there. So the bias is clearly to the upside now. In terms of the day itself, even though it was a strong gap up and it could have been a point here where you got some failure or at least moved a little lower into this fair value gap down here before moving higher. It only had one bar where it kind of immediately moved red, and then you had that red to green move right out of the gates. We had the classic first directional move of the morning up, orderly pullback, second move up, just a classic directional day, even though we gapped much higher. Clearly there's a little bit of a gap down here that we could be filling if it wants to on the downside, or if we eventually fail at some point, we'll be targeting that area. But for now, you have to always be on the lookout for a little consolidation day after such a big move up from here to here. But nevertheless, if you zoom the chart out now on the 15-minute chart, you can see generally the trend is up. So we can get some choppiness as we head towards that area, or we can have a little, we just, as always, watch the intraday price action to judge. But any pullbacks now, I think, are good opportunities to buy a little bit. And with the weekly chart, going to probably close strongly green. We'll expect follow through a little higher into next week a little bit. And then we'll watch for if there's any kind of failures that'll take place. It might look more like a bar like this at some point. You never know, but we're going to have a big green bar, and then we're going to have to see the weeks ahead where we head, because we do have targets up. Let's see, if I look at that monthly chart, it's right up there. So this is the high of that month we're really targeting. So, again, let's just keep that bias in place until something changes in the big picture. And again, it might not be every single day where you get that opportunity, but there'll be, there'll be clear days, I think, where you'll have some good buy opportunities, maybe after some pauses and pullbacks. But for now, keep the momentum going, and let's see, let's see where price wants to go from here.